Welcome to This Week in Hell. I'm Professor Ruggles with all of the things you're just dying to know. This week on This Week in Hell, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, probably something you've heard about at least once in your lifetime. And this is something called murder ballads. Now, murder ballads get their name from basically broadsides, which were the original newspapers. But they were small. They weren't multiple pages. They were just big broadsides that would announce a major news story. And they came out of penny presses, and they're all tied into this time in the 19th century when we're starting to, as humans, become really enraptured with scandalous stories. And so oftentimes these murder ballads would be songs that were sung by the young boys or the young men who were selling the broadsides. But some of these murder ballads have become very, very, very famous. One of the most well-known one is Tom Dooley. Probably another most well-known one is one that is called Stagger Lee. And that one is so well-known that when rock star Nick Cave from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, he did a whole album called Murder Ballads, and his rendition of Stagger Lee is probably one of my all-time favorites. Like Stagger Lee, the song Tom Dooley has numerous versions of it too. I did a research paper on the iterations of murder ballads and why they matter. So Tom Dooley was a soldier who basically got caught in a love triangle. He ended up killing a woman and almost getting away with it. What I found so fascinating is that the murder ballads make Tom the victim. Despite the fact that he actually took the life of a woman, these murder ballads over time almost stopped talking about what crime he committed and just that he was a victim of, scoundrelous women, right? Scoundrel women. And so murder ballads, in my opinion, become what I think is the beginning of what we tell on ghost tours, right? We start to tell these stories about these crimes that happened. Murder ballads did the same thing. They just did it on the corner of the street. And the idea was to entice you to buy a broadside. That's all I have for you this week. Be sure to stay tuned next week on This Week in Hell. Thanks so much for joining us.